Hey everybody, welcome to the Coosa Christian Football Show with Coach Russ Propst, Jeff Underwood, Jerry White. What's up, buddy?
You know, I'm just here to facilitate a conversation with Coach Propst. Welcome to the first round of the Alabama High School State Playoffs, Coach.
Glad to be here. Glad to be involved in it. I know Coosa is, the kids are. You know, I think, Jerry, this is my 101st playoff game in my career, 101. So it's
Good Lord.
yeah, it's been interesting to say the least.
How old are you?
107.
Just kidding.
You know, somebody brought that up to me a couple of days ago. It's like, I mean, this is my either 24th or 25th time being in the playoffs, I think. Maybe 26, 24, 25, it's somewhere in there. It doesn't really matter. But
No, it does.
but I do know Ron Ingram pointed that out to me at state meeting. And so all that means is really nothing.
No, that's a record to be proud of, Coach.
But, you know, people ask you all the time, what do you remember? And I say, well, you know what? We won 83 times, but we've lost 17 times. So I remember them 17 very well.
That's what we asked him. Remember that? He said, I remember the losses.
Oh, yeah. Well, Bill Clark and I had a conversation a little while ago, and you live this time of year out of fear and you it's like you're walking dead, you know, and it's hard, but you're miserable. You're really miserable because every little thing means so much, and it's magnified times 100. So, I mean, the fear of losing is what drove both me and him, because that's what drove his daddy, that we both, you know, I played for him, coached for him. But it's not the thrills of winning as much as it is the fear of losing.
Sure.
I mean, that's just a fact.
So just throw some numbers out since you started, and I am an analytical kind of guy. Playoffs in Georgia there at Cole County, 34-8. 34-8.
Well, 4 of those losses were fourth losses. No, hold on. So 34. So yeah, because the Valdosta stuff was taken, so it's actually on the field would be 37 and take 3 losses. So 33. So 37 and 5.
Brother carried the
37
one.
That's incredible.
That's nuts, isn't it?
on the field. 37 and 5.
Had I known we're doing numbers, I'd have brought an abacus.
That's
That's a
nuts.
lot of numbers. That's sensational.
Right.
304 total wins on the record. Right.
On the record.
Only man I know to win 300 twice.
I just opened it to 3 times.
So again, you're running the play. What makes playoff coaching different than regular season in what you do in the Russ Propst way?
Well, here's look, the grind of it. There's not a day off. You don't get a day off. You don't get a day to relax. You're working all the time. You know, I've been for 3 straight nights. I've been at the field house past midnight. You know, and so because you turn over a rock, you know, you can afford a regular season loss, although you don't want to lose.
Sure.
You can afford a regular season loss. You can't afford a playoff loss. It's the finality of it. And so I think that the games are played completely different. You know, what I've noticed over the years, they're faster, they're more physical. They're sort of in a cocoon by themselves, meaning that I've been in playoff games, guys, that I felt like the game went by in an hour. That's what it felt like, because everything is so zoned in on 5 or 6 different plays that are going to determine the outcome of that game. And you know, the thing that we're battling at Coosa right now is opinionated people that think, they look at somebody's record and they go, you know what, this team's not very good, and they're just foolish. It's just foolish because, Jerry, the bottom line is, I've been a 5-5 team and been to the state championship not once, twice.
Yeah.
And so people want to form opinions and look at this and look at records and, they don't have the speed that we have or whatever, for whatever reason it is. But it's like I've talked to several coaches who we played Isabella. All it takes is us defensively not stopping the ugly eagle, which we did last year versus Fife.
You did.
But the issue this year with this team, they're a little more diversified in the ugly eagle, and they're really good offensively. And I think that we have to maintain a sense of getting off the field defensively, because here's what's happened. They can minimize our possessions and touches down to 6 or 7 possessions, 2 turnovers, a snap over the quarterback's head,
Good Lord,
a wet ball, 2 or 3 holding calls, and now you're down to where you only got 2 to 3 possessions to score.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter, and it just takes one play to determine the game. That's what scares people like me that have been in those games before, because I've been in so many, and they've won some.
Sure,
I've lost one first round game in my career, and I thought we didn't take it like we should have, because I think people say, well, each round gets tougher. I don't get that.
Not always.
Not always, man. I can tell you, not always. And so
let's talk to Gadsden City Saturday after they play Jasper in the first round.
Right.
Yeah.
Jasper's a good football team.
Yeah, they are a good football team, and I think, but at the same time, that's what I tell people all the time. It's not just Coosa people; it's every people.
Sure,
It's all people. I mean, it's every fan, parent, And I just say they're just foolish and not intelligent when it comes to knowing football and knowing that we're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and that the social media platform. I mean, look. Why is Ryan Williams not playing well in Alabama? I can tell you why. I know the inside of it, because he stays on social media all the time. Why is Mbakwe not playing at Alabama? Same situation. Yeah. Their podcast means more than what they need to do.
Yeah.
So it's the poison out there that affects kids and the parents, and they form opinions, and they really just don't know. It still boils down who blocks the best, who tackles the best, and who has the mental focus to go in.
Well, I watched film. I watched the Greene County game, the Vincent game, the Sullivan game, and I watched Tuscaloosa Academy.
Yeah.
And I told you, they got some players that could start for Coosa.
Ain't no doubt.
They got 3 offensive linemen that are very good. Their quarterback's very good. I don't think he would start over Mac at quarterback, but he would start at Coosa.
Yeah, he'd start.
They got some players.
They got players.
Yeah.
They got players. On offense, their quarterback's good. Their running backs are good, especially 4. 5 is a good athlete. At receiver, their linemen, like you say, they get after you, and they maintain blocks. They stay on blocks, and you don't never see them get a holding call. I mean, I hadn't seen one. And so, seriously, they just don't get them. And so we're constantly grabbing and not running our feet and, all that kind of stuff. So, I think on the other end, their defensive side of the ball, 9's a nuisance. He'll be over Rad. He'll be over Radley May, and and in past situations now, he is fast off the edge. Rad better bring his lunch pail, because he's going to have a hard time with him in pass pro. And he's pretty good technique-wise in run game. So he's a good football player. I think 5's a good football player at corner. I think the safety's an all-state player.
He is.
He's a really good player. And so now I think after that, they got some hard-nosed, tough kids. But I think defensively, our kids, I wouldn't trade many of ours for theirs.
Yeah.
Do we have some holes? Yes.
Sure.
But
I got 18 kids too.
I think they've got more holes on defense than we do. So offensively, again, I think you can tell they spent a ton of time on offense because they're pretty good there.
Let's do this real quick. I know you're going to get into the analytical things. There's a ton of people asking questions online.
Yeah. I didn't see any of
them
because I'm not there.
So, no, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But a couple of things. This is kind of off subject. Obviously, we're talking about playoff football. But Danny Starnes, very prominent member of Rainbow City and Trustful, Alabama. He says he's curious on your take on NIL and how has that changed recruiting on your side with these high school players that you're helping get recruited.
Well, NIL is a real thing. I actually had a conversation with a player last night, not one of ours, but another one, at one of the other places I've been. Knew the family very well. I talked to the kid, the mother, and the sister, and we walked him through some things with the NIL and the collectives, and because now when you go meet and you do your official visit, this kid just had an official visit at a prominent ACC school. They met more with the management of the NIL collectives and than they did the coaches.
Yeah.
So, and I was shocked at the money that this kid was offered at this particular university compared to the other university that's in the same conference. So, like I told him, but my advice to him was, look, don't let $20, $30, $40,000 be the determining factor of why you decide to go to that school. You have to have a relationship with the assistant coach, with the training staff, with the strength staff, with the academic side of it. And you got to make sure your major is lined up where you want to be, blah, 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 because these kids look at $80, $90, $100,000, man, that's a lot of money when really it's not. And so, and I know it's good money when you had never had a lot of money, but they got to understand that, and I told the mother last night, choose a school that fits your son and let the money only be a caveat or a luxury for that particular school. But pick the school that you like in all 5 of those categories. And so hopefully that made some sense to him, and that's what I'd tell every kid. But it has changed. There's no doubt. It's not like it was. When you go to these schools now, these parents are looking for the money. There's no question.
Let's talk about that. Let's stay with recruiting, because I think a lot of people don't understand that these kids spend way more time with the position coach or with the weight training staff,
no doubt,
than they do a head coach.
That's right.
Even a coordinator at some instances. Speak to that a little bit.
Well, I think you do. Again, your academic group is when you're going to spend 2 and 3 hours a day with them, and they're the people you better grab onto, because, and then that strength coach you're going to see every day for an hour and a half. You're going to spend time with that nutritionist, developing that plan for you. And so there's that, and now the mental side, the mental. What am I looking for? The word, the mental.
How many games could you have won if you'd had a sports psychologist?
That's it. The sports psychologist. I mean, I don't know. You just, Saban started it years ago.
Yeah.
He was the first to probably ever do that. But
first I've heard of.
But I think that's important too, and I think that. But the assistant coach is next. So you're going to spend a lot of time. A lot of times you go over to his house to eat dinner. And it's hard for a head coach. You can't have 115 people to come to your house. You have to sort of pick and choose. Or each week, that assistant coach can have you for dinner for home games. So anyway, which most of them stay in hotels now. I mean, that dinner would be on a Thursday night, not a Friday night. But so it's very important. I mean, the relationship you build, and that's what I tell people all the time in recruiting. You got to be comfortable with the people you're going to spend the most time with, plain and simple.
And obviously, we got kids being looked at, and you're being able to give sage advice to recruiting situations. You've seen it all over the years.
Oh, yeah.
How about getting recruited to a school that doesn't have a current head coach?
That's tough. That's tough. And I told some players not last night. I talked to one last night, but in the last couple of weeks, I've had some to reach out from different schools that I've been to, and the parents trust me. And I've told them, look, you gotta wait to see. I mean, but again, head coaches come and go in today's world. Again, it's about picking the school. And again, but here's the deal: a new head coach comes in, everything changes. Sure. There's no hold on to this strength coach or this coach or that coach. It's a complete wash. The only people that are somewhat safe in college football is sometimes the academic side.
That makes sense, though.
But not always.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's about it. Everything else is completely. Even the secretaries are flush most of the time. And so you have to pick the school that fits your degree and the comfortability that you like. And I would tell people, I didn't realize this till last night. or maybe a couple of weeks ago, December 3rd through the 5th, signing day.
Signing day now. Yeah, they moved up this year.
So now, my point about all that is, and I get it because of the playoff situation.
Yeah.
So, when do you have time for official visits? It's tough. So this particular kid I talked to last night is going on his second official visit on November 21st, 22nd.
It's cutting it close.
So they're cutting it close. You'd have one more, and that's the Thanksgiving week, which they are having official visits during that week. Then that's it.
Yeah.
So you really got 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks to have official visits, and then it's over.
Dead period.
And then bam, we're into the recruiting area, and then the transfer portal opens, and so it's a crazy world we live in today. In college football, and hopefully they can get some sense of, I don't know what you call it. It's just out of whack, and there needs to be some rules put in place, and
It's the Wild West.
it is the wild, wild west.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not equal too. It's not equal.
It never will be, if we're being fair.
And I tell you what, it's going to affect. To me, head coaches are not going to get paid as well because they're going to need the money for NIL players.
Sure. It's so funny. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how in the world can Vanderbilt now all of a sudden have all this money to get these kids. I'm like, it's a smart school. They invested.
Sure.
Who do you want dealing with your money? Vandy.
Sure.
Okay.
Vanderbilt's got more money than as much money in endowment as anybody.
And we'll get into back to Coosa real quick. Just one quick thought while we're talking coaches. A lot of open jobs right now. More than Auburn, but Auburn and Florida and Penn State and Virginia Tech. Although I think James Franklin was headed that way. I'm not sure 100%.
Arkansas. LSU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and these are high profile, prominent. LSU's a top 5 job in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I really think they are.
Yep.
What are you hearing of a short list from Auburn? I know you're connected down there. Who's going to get interviewed?
I think they'll interview a lot of different people, but I'm sure Summerall will get interviewed from Tulane.
They never let him out of Louisiana.
And so it's true.
They send the ice after him. You ain't leaving the state.
But you know the problem with that, though, and I tell John to his face, John's been head coach 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
It's a different program.
Man, my goodness.
Tulane.
And Troy.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's only been in the SEC 2 years. That's it. I don't even know if he coached the position. He may have, but I know he coached in the SEC 2 years.
Yeah.
And either an analyst or a position coach or whatever, but he wasn't a coordinator. So I wonder, that I don't know, man.
I like Dillingham.
And see, here's another. I'm Kenny too.
You tweeted that out this morning. I saw that.
I just tweeted his name out.
Yep.
I think
he understands Auburn. He was the OC there.
Yeah. Under Gus.
Yeah. He was again, it was under Gus, but he was still the official OC there. He understands recruiting. He understands what it takes there. And everyone's saying, no, he's not going to go because Arizona State is his home. If you're a coach that wants to coach, look, every good head coach is arrogant and think you're the best to ever do it, and you want to go against the best to ever do it.
You kind of got to be that way.
You have to
gotta
be successful.
Sure.
I think. I mean, I don't mean that disrespectfully. Unless you take it that way.
I wonder if there's enough quality head coaches out there to fill the positions.
No, I'm with you.
You're taking a chance with coordinators that have never been head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're talking some of these jobs will need some seasoning to it.
That's exactly
And
right.
I wonder, you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
So what that tells me, though, if I'm taking a coordinator, I can pay him less, not much of a buyout, and let's concentrate on NIL money.
Well, with Dillingham, you can't compare Arizona State
to Auburn.
You can't. From a financial standpoint, convince me, Coach, that Auburn's not a top 15 job in the country.
It is a top 15 job.
I agree.
It is a top 15.
Listen to these people I like Joe Klatt. I like his program. I watch him a couple times a week. For him to say that Auburn is so low in the pyramid that Auburn is not even the best job in the state of Alabama. Privately, because I know a good friend of his, he said it was the number 3 job in Alabama, and he named a high school job better than Auburn. But he did publicly, publicly, he only said Alabama. And I don't think he understands. He's a Colorado guy, right?
Joe Klatt don't know. He don't know.
It's different. I knew he threw 37 interceptions in college.
Yeah, Joe Klatt to me has about as much credibility as other people I've seen doing that. I don't watch him, and I don't listen to. I
Just
don't.
hit me with a jab, didn't you, Jeff?
I think he was. He poked you under the table there.
But most of those guys are though. Most of those guys, it's all about clicks. It's all about coming up with some kind of an opinion that sometimes they don't even do any kind of research on. So,
well, that opinion got every other opinion in the country talking about his opinion.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Zach Blackerby, who hosts Locked on Auburn. He's probably the most popular podcaster for Auburn. Really good guy. He was mad. He was trying to call Joe Klatt. Joe ain't taking his call. But
let me say this. I like Auburn. I think Auburn's a great job. I think it's the kind of job you want. It's a blue collar, tough, hard nosed. It's been done there before. They won, and when they were winning, their defense is maybe the best defense in the country.
Absolutely.
And I know in the SEC they're top two, top three.
Sure.
And so, don't be shocked. I mean, he may not even get an interview, but they would not go wrong.
I've been talking Durkin since they hired him.
They would not go. No, I got a better one. I like DJ.
Yeah.
Charles Kelly is a great hire at Auburn, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Love him.
He's played there.
Yeah.
He's an Auburn man.
Yeah.
He's coached in the SEC. He's been he was on the national championship staff at Florida State. He's been so many different places that everywhere he's been, they've been good. And guess what else he did? He is a tremendous recruiter. I mean, relentless.
So personable too.
Yes.
But you know what else he
Love
did?
Charles Kelly.
He went and he got on staff with Deion Sanders at Colorado.
Yes.
And that was a high level staff. I don't care if people like Deion or don't like Deion.
Right.
That staff he surrounded his players with.
Yes.
It's NFL level.
Alabama's not recruited as good since Charles Kelly left. That's just a fact. And there's two guys, and I'm just telling you, Jeremy Pruitt was one, Charles Kelly's another one, that are just tremendous, relentless recruiters. And I just think Charles has a demeanor. He's cut out of the defensive mold.
ASU just cut us off.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But I'm telling you, I'm high on Charles Kelly, and I'm high on.
It's a name I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard
and nobody's saying anything about it. Yeah. And I think, but I've talked to other high school coaches. I've actually talked to other college coaches who think that would be a great hire.
Sure.
So I put a lot of trust in somebody that's a college coach that's been very successful. I'm not going to call his name on the radio, but he's been very successful. He's been in the SEC. He knows the ground, the lay of the ground, and he pops up and says the same thing with Charles Kelly. He thinks Charles Kelly would be a phenomenal dark horse hire, and look, he'd probably take it for less money.
Sure he would.
And he would let NIL grow, and he would organize. I'm just telling you, it would be a great hire.
And we'll promise we'll get to Coosa, man. This is my element. I love this. Jeff just looking back like I'm at a Bible.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because I knew you were just running with it.
I like
Somebody said the Aniana job's open.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too. But I just like Auburn.
You dealt with a lot of athletic directors in your day. And the athletic director has changed. I mean, what they do, I think they're probably more important now than ever. If you're Cohen at Auburn, this is your legacy hire. You have to get this one right at Auburn. You have to. So let's say that DJ comes out and they win their next 3 games. Say they beat Bama.
Beat Bama, beat Bama.
Beat Bama, beat Mercer's next, and then they beat Bama. So they finish playoff bowl eligible, not playoff eligible. And do you feel obligated that you have to offer him the job? Do you feel like the pressure's on? Well, he did this. The players are behind him. Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator. Thank God in heaven. I'm a big D Nix fan. Give him a chance to run. But do you feel obligated to go ahead and make him – you didn't bring him here. Go ahead and make him the head coach, or do you say, nope, it's my legacy, it's my name on the line. I'm going to do an international search if need be and get my guy.
I think if you're an AD and you're dealing with a lot of multi-millionaires, boosters, you've got to answer to those guys. That would be a hard sell to me. And I like DJ. I think he's a heck of a defensive coach.
Yes.
But I believe from the face of Auburn, I think you keep DJ, and I think the next guy you go hire
You got to keep DJ.
Is in connection between them two, and I think that I just think DJ would be a guy you go in there and offer a lot of money to, and to keep him, make him satisfied, and then you go hire somebody he's really connected with, You keep those players because they like DJ. You go hire one of DJ, somebody that DJ's connected to, boom, and I think that's a winning formula at Auburn, in my opinion.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Derek Nix, who's offensive coordinator, right? He's never really called plays before. He has never got the opportunity, but he was under your guy, Lane Kiffin. He's learned under Lane Kiffin.
He's learned under Lane,
and he's here under supposed to be the quarterback guru in Freeze. Sometimes the game passes you by. So there's a lot of pressure, and Todd O'Brien just jumped on and made a great point. He said Nix is not going to fix the issues at Auburn because the issue is the offensive line is far below average.
It is.
So you've coached bad offensive lines before. Every coach has done it with Auburn running game, but more importantly, with the beast at wide receivers you have one of the more talented wide receiver rooms in the country. If you're Derek Nix, what are you calling to make a splash, and more importantly, just put some points on the board?
I think what Hugh got himself into, they couldn't run the football with any consistency, and to me, you've got to think outside the box a little bit. I would have gone a little bit more up tempo pace. With a lot more tempo, because when you're not as good, tempo can give you an advantage, and you don't have to think as much, and you're going at it really fast. And look, after loss after loss after loss, you gotta do something different. Yeah. And I just didn't see a lot of imagination in the offense, and it really shocked me. And I don't know if you didn't think they could do it. But sometimes
they were losing. What's the matter?
But Hugh used to be a really good tempo guy.
That's what he was known for.
And now he just didn't do it.
So, have you ever coached quarterbacks that were scared to throw the football like these two quarterbacks?
I think a lot of it's the media puts so much pressure on the quarterbacks, and then they listen to all the chatter.
I don't like your negativity toward media, Coach. I'll be honest.
I'm just telling you, they listen to it. And
I'm about to show you how we got the name Kapow.
And it forces you to do things you shouldn't do. And as a player, you listen to it too much. And I think the good ones don't, and the ones who are not sure themselves do.
Because you don't have that problem at Coosa. No. Mac ain't never scared to throw the ball.
That's a fact. That's true.
Better not be.
How is the quarterback coaching going, the lab with Macklin?
It's good. I mean, again, sometimes we forget he's a sophomore.
Yes.
And sometimes our read progressions can get pretty intense, and that he has to make some decisions on the fly, and that can lead to catastrophe some. But I think he's handled himself very well. Mac's a good runner too.
Wow.
And I think,
to find out.
But then again, when you run him a lot, you run the risk of him coming up injured.
Sure.
So, we're trying to maintain a lot of things moving forward these next 5 weeks, hopefully. But right now, it's playoff sudden death, and you can't be scared. You got to go.
So 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a little over 1,600 yards passing, and like Jeff and I were talking earlier, over 16 yards of completion.
Yeah.
Speak to that.
That's big. That's big. And I mean, a lot of that's yards after catch, too.
Sure.
And you got to be good there. But, Mac has gotten better. He had a great day yesterday throwing the football. He did miss some reads that we'll correct here in about 30 minutes. So, I think, that's the big thing. He has to really, in the night, we'll go sit down and bring it up. What we don't get to today, he and I'll sit down and go through the game plan. We'll go through his reads. We'll go through what he's going to see, what he may see, may not see, all the little things. Try to give him as much information as possible to where he doesn't make a catastrophic play, because that's what you're trying to stay out of. You're trying to stay out of the catastrophic play that can, pick six, a sack fumble, or just a misread on third down that you went with the wrong read. All those things play into it this time of year. So there's the margin of error, and that's the last thing I'll say about playoff football. The margin of error is really small, and so or the margin of error is really great, whichever makes it most difficult, whichever that is.
Yeah.
But I think you in regular season, you can take some chances. You can overcome some things. Just key mistakes and key times will get you beat. And I think that's what you're trying to eliminate with him. And he understands it. Mac's a very smart kid. I think he's ahead of his time as a 10th grader.
Which is surprising knowing his dad.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wow.
No, he's got a good mom.
He got a great mom. Yeah, he got a great mom.
But I think Mac, I look forward to his next 2 years. I think that he's only going to be really good, but he's going to need really a lot of off-season work. And I've told him this. I mean, he's got to start right when he plays basketball, which is fine. But right the minute basketball's over with, he's got to spend time on speed, strength, and extra speed. I mean, the things you get at school is one thing, but you got to have a professional group, and then we will start with concepts and all the things he's got to do to be a complete quarterback, and that'll take a whole off season, and that usually starts around the end of February, 1st of March.
Tons of folks asking about weather and how does that? How do you as a coach adjust for that with your game plan?
You just have to have a plan for it, and I think multi-use of footballs, keeping them dry, a ball boy is extremely important, to try to get a ball in every play, multiple towels, multiple ball boys, keeping the balls in a ball bag, putting them in a trash bag, and, and these 2 or 3 balls are on this series. They're only used for that series. Then you have another 3 balls used for series 2, another 3 balls used for series 3, 4, 5, on in. And that way, that ball doesn't get waterlogged. It didn't get too wet, unless it's just a driving rainstorm.
Sure.
But even that, it don't get heavy. So I think we'll be okay with that. Hopefully, the good Lord's good to us, and the rain holds off till. Well, the last report I got looks like we have a chance for it to hold off till after halftime. So,
yeah, I saw like 30% chance at 7:00.
I think that's right.
A good question. Someone wants to know. They noticed in that the quarterback running to the sideline in your offense instead of.
I don't like it, and that's something they've done. I'm not a big fan of it. So. Hopefully we're trying to correct that this week, but again, that's what they've done, and they've just verbalized it.
Yeah.
So the reason he comes to the sideline because he can't hear. So
it's those horns, isn't it, Philip Franklin?
No, it's not that. But you can't hear it. I mean, you can't operate like that. So we're trying to correct that, and sometimes that takes longer than just a few weeks. So. Anyway, there's things like that they had to do and they've done that I wouldn't do going forward.
What's got a lot of information. Questions. We can't possibly get to all your questions, but we certainly appreciate you jumping in and watching. And that's another thing. The fan participation in the playoffs are unbelievably important.
Yeah. Yes.
And you've been in some big environments. Let's talk about some of the games you were at on the road that you're like, good Lord. This is truly a home field advantage for the other team.
You talking about this year?
No, just in your career. Your career, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
you've been in some stuff.
Advest Stadium was as intense intense. Both bands, 500 strong, are playing. You can't hear yourself think. And it's people hanging off trees, hanging off the bank.
Seriously.
The Met, when it gets loud because of the configuration of it. It echoes. Yeah. Big crowds there. I didn't think Mountain Brook was ever. I mean, they're all on the same side, but I didn't think it was overly loud. But it was loud. Down in Daphne, one year it was pretty intense, but. Now there's other games. I'm not saying there's not other games. They're pretty intense.
But that's what home field advantage is.
It is. Now in Georgia, every Region 1 game in South Georgia is going to have 10 to 15,000 there. Every game. It doesn't matter. And it's intense, and you can't hear anything. So, and then when you go to Atlanta and all that stuff, then you're playing in the Dome. You're playing in the Georgia Dome or the Mercedes. it can get pretty hairy too. So
While we were watching that Pierce County when they played Rockmart, that overtime state championship game a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah.
It was
No.
crazy.
Well, it echoes too, and then there's good crowds in there. I mean, we held the state record in 2010. We played Brookwood in the state championship, and then we beat that record when we played Archer in 14. Baltimore in the Georgia Dome, and I mean, you couldn't. I mean, there were 25,000 people
Somebody's
in there.
asking about the Nice game.
The Nice game was Latin. That was hot.
Yeah.
And it was hot, but it was just.
That was week 1?
It was, huh?
That was week 1?
It was week 1,
Yeah.
and it was hot. Now, Nice was an exciting, but it was so hot that's what you concentrated on. Now, was it loud? Yes. Was it packed? Yes. But, we played on the home stadium, which only held probably 7,000 or 8,000. And so I just remember it being so hot.
Some guy named Tebow. I don't know if he was good at football or not.
He's okay. He's okay.
It's all right.
He did fumble twice in the fourth quarter,
Put that on your resume.
and we beat him. So that's good.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Jeff, what you got?
All right, let's move on to where we've been this week. But you got a lot of folks talking about. One person said, "Coach, can I call the first play from scrimmage?"
How much money you got? That's a fundraiser, Coach.
They try to get him and Coach Smith because
Everybody knows what Coach Smith's
he's
running
running the
the first
same
play. Yeah, 22 dive, Coach. Come.
That's right.
No, it doesn't matter the formation. 22 dive.
I don't want to go back
Go
back and watch. Get Steph to look at these different comments. You can read some of these questions if you want to answer some of them. But a lot of NIL high school stuff going on in here.
A lot of Auburn questions.
A lot of Auburn questions. Rush.
You putting in for the Auburn job?
Auburn job.
Ask the question. I'll ask it. I'm not scared.
Let me say this about my comment. When you guys expect me to look at that after 1:00 in the morning, I'm going to
Listen. In the
I'm
off
going to
season,
bed.
in the off
No,
season,
just,
don't worry
when
about
you
it.
get to Peaknik, just have to put it on the screen.
There you go. They'll scroll it for
Before
you.
you order that Propst patty.
That's right.
Get them on the screen.
Have you added the tomato cheese to your hamburger yet?
No,
You got to do that.
God, I'm so disappointed. Steve Smith would have done it by now.
Yeah, really. I saw Steve on Saturday. I saw him on Saturday. He's got Vinemont, and then they got Geraldine if they win.
We almost took that sweatshirt off him the other day.
Yeah,
he wore that thing in here, man, like he was.
Really good. You're right. That Gerald. Who's a better young coach than Coach Geraldine?
Oh man,
Mike Davis.
No, he's a good coach. They're good to him. We played them when we were at Piedmont. They play well. Sylvania did too.
He's a good dude, man. He treated us so well.
was
We
a
probably
great
had a
guy.
couple years ago. He was so good to us.
All them people up there are good people.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Small
Good.
town
It's
football.
all small town and good football. Good football.
All right, Coach. One question here from YouTube. What do you look for to assert your dominance tomorrow night? So what are you going to do to assert? I guess is what they're saying.
Kylan Johnson.
I just think we got to be diversified. We have to be diversified offensively, and then we've got to continue to strive for that. And then weather will dictate some things. We just got to be sound defensively. We got to tackle. We got to be physical. Got to know how to line up, and we don't need to be on defense. We don't need to be fooled. That's number one. And we've got to tackle well. So. And then offensively, hopefully we've come up with the right script and all the inserts that go along with the script. Mm-hmm. And I think how we attack them. And the thing about it is, guys, offensively, I don't attack people the same way. So what I attacked last week or the week before is not the same way I attack each and every Friday night. So we try to continue to be diversified and keep people off balance.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I got one of your players texting me.
Shouldn't he be at practice?
Not yet. Someone said, in a game like this, do you consider Joseph East like your mud tires?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That is really.
Great point. In a game that is wet, sloppy, Joseph could be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be the catapult to us winning. I mean,
I see him getting better too.
I think he is too. I think he's gotten way better. He cares. His character is so good. He wants to be good. So when things he's confused at or he's not very good at, he's getting better. He continues to get better at it. So I'm proud of that young man.
Last question for me, Coach. How do you expect to win games when the best you can do at defensive coordinator is Teddy Whitmire.
Oh, Lord. People.
I mean,
Okay, I'll raise my hand. I asked that question. Coach.
Yeah,
That was
I
great.
figured you would. No,
Yeah, talk about the importance of having a defensive coordinator and a defensive staff that you can depend on.
There's a lot of them. I mean, the defense staff does a good job, and they put the hours in. Number one, they put the hours in. They grind. They're very well prepared, very well organized. Teddy's not going to be outworked. Him and Eric are not going, and that defense staff not going to be outworked. We've got, Ronnie's on that staff, and Catlin's on that staff, and Reginald's on that staff, and Brody. Brody's going to be a really good young football coach. And so I just believe that the one thing they do, you can walk down that hallway at 11 o'clock at night, and they're still in there grinding.
wow.
And so, and look, defensively, it sometimes takes longer to work on defense because they know when the ball's going to be snapped and they know where they're going. You don't. So anyway, you get the best out of Teddy every week. He takes a lot of pride in what he does, and he don't want to be embarrassed. So that's him and Eric both, and I think that's a huge plus for Coosa.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, I know the game has not been moved.
No, it's not been. Both teams have to agree, and he did not want to move it, and I don't blame him.
You and I texted yesterday. That's a good coaching move.
That's a good coaching move on his part. Yeah, I mean, why would you want to move the game if you're Isabella?
16 games have been moved to tomorrow night, though.
Really?
16.
Well,
as far as that's the latest, I just saw.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, he's probably thinking two things. One, he'd rather play us on a wet turf. Number one, and his fans too. They got to go back and go to work the next day.
That's right.
It's a 2-hour drive. Or more.
I think though, with some of our local teams, the ones that made it are moving. Big gate for Coosa.
Yeah.
It's not going to rain at Coosa.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm going to keep it away. So is Gadsden been moved yet?
No. Glencoe.
Glencoe has been moved. And so that's the only other two in the county, correct? Westbrook. Yeah. They're still on too. So 3 in the county and home on Friday night.
Glencoe's on the road, but it moved to Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
So all the Glencoe people need to come watch.
That's right. Absolutely.
And Hoax Blow.
Coach Short wants to know if do you have room for me on the sideline?
No. You got to stay his butt off the field. You got to stay off the field. I'm going to make sure he don't get no pass. I'm tired. I'm done.
Short ain't getting in the
No,
that is awesome.
You got to watch Kapow from the.
That's great.
From the car lot.
Just come up get you coffee with
I'm going to make him pay when he runs into the gate. I don't care what kind of pass he got.
That's awesome. All right, Coach. Hey, get out there and support your Conquerors Friday night. Airtime for us will be 6:30, about 15 minutes earlier. Just remember, give them a heads up real quick, Jerry, about the Alabama High School Athletic.
Again, the Alabama High School Athletic Association will not let us actually show the video of the game. We can show sideline, we can show warm-ups, we can show halftime, we can show the scoreboard. So it'll be like a radio broadcast. We'll bring you all the coverage. We've been doing it for a long time. But before you get in there and say, hey, why can't you show the video? I legally cannot do it. I cannot do it.
No, you can't.
I can, pay a certain amount of money and record it and play it back live 72 hours after the game ends. It's not worth it to us.
No, it's not.
So we still got to pay a fee. We've paid the fee. We got the letter. Talked to Ron Ingram way too much, but we're good to go.
Well, another thing, shout out to our field, Dwayne East, and the field is unbelievably nice.
Dwayne said, y'all better not be on that field.
I know it. We stayed off of it this week, but Dwayne, we're getting on it next week. Because it's really cramping our style. But anyway, the field looks great, and they just lined it off a while ago, so it's lined and ready to go.
Awesome.
Hey, just like 2 years ago, the Kapow started tradition. So every touchdown by Coosa, Kapow throws Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes out the window.
Come on.
So get ready for them. Head on a swivel, baby. They're coming.
The last thing I was 5 o'clock. We'll have people to gate at 4:45, 4:30, 4:45. There's a cash option, or you can go to GoFan. Passes. There's only a few passes the state allows. So teachers, administration. Coaches only get one person in outside themselves. And people that are working, They have to be inside our gate by 5 o'clock. We're not letting any more people come through our gate at 5 o'clock on state's request. So
Yes.
if they're working concessions, they're working somewhere selling something on the sideline or whatever, or press box, all that stuff, they cannot, no one come past the gate after 5 o'clock.
Yes. Great information.